this is your midweek info hub. It is the final day of the CAPAM conference. Stacey Carmichael joins us from the Marriott Hotel with our first report.
The 12th biennial conference of the Commonwealth Association for Public Administration and Management, CAPAM, wrapped up today at the Marriott Hotel with the hosting of several plenary sessions. These sessions focused on addressing climate change in small island developing states, SIDS, and challenges associated with global climate action. Head of Office of Climate Change, Janelle Christian.
It also requires the capacity in country to be able to articulate concepts and proposals to submit to the respective fund managers so that you can finance what you consider your country priority. They're also demand-driven, so no one is going to come to you and say, okay, this is for you. Demand-driven in that the country needs to be proactive. So having been fully aware of what the mechanisms that would have been established to support your country's particular challenges, you have to, within country or working with partners, be able to then advance action to be able to tap into the sources.
Professor, Trent University Dr. Suresh Narain also presented on developing an environmentally friendly state utilizing oil resources.
The other message really was in the context of Guyana and where it finds itself at this juncture in time, because Guyana has an opportunity to really truly break the developmental cycle with its ability to use capital from its oil and gas reserves to nucleate growth that's sustainable, growth that's related to protecting human and biodiversity, growth that's related in how it acts to its Caribbean neighbors, and truly taking up its much touted place of leadership in the Caribbean.
From the Marriott Hotel, Kingston, with videographer Anil Silal, Stacey Carmichael for InfoHub.
Minister of Finance Winston Jordan says salaries for the joint services and other agencies under the Ministry of Public Security are payable. According to the ministry, the payroll was imported and the payment check prepared for uplifting. Minister Winston Jordan explained the delay in the payment resulted from clerical issues and not the unavailability of finances, as was reported in some sections of the media. The issue has been rectified and salaries are available to all agencies. Paul McAdam reports that travel to the University of Guyana is now a smooth ride thanks to newly resurfaced internal roads.
For those traveling to the University of Guyana, it is a smooth ride thanks to newly resurfaced internal roads, courtesy of a collaboration with the university's alumni and the Ministry of Public Infrastructure. For many, such as the members of the United Minibus Association, it is a welcome relief.
It really used to affect my vehicle, especially them homes so hard. I don't know where they bring the people in to make them homes so hard, but this here is class, beautiful. I give them 1,000% UG. This road is save we vehicle, and it make we walk late in the night. Cause you know, as for now we got to work till 9:30. The Minibus Association, the UG Minibus Association, we got to work late till 9:30 till the last class over. But even if with this road, the kind of road like this, if you have to go till 12 feet ago.
The road is okay. It's very good. And I think when the rain fall, by the gate, kind of get a low spot, you might get water left there. I mean, we're looking for value for money. So we want good thing.
I think it's something really wonderful that the University of Guyana did here. It is very nice, and when it comes to the transportation, transporting the students is much more easier and it's much more better. When it comes to wear and tear in your vehicle, you won't have to worry about that because the road is much more smoother. It's really improved and it looks good.
Much convenience compared to the previous one. Used to from here to there used to take maybe 10 minutes, now you get in it in 5 minutes. So it's far better.
To upgrade the University of Guyana's facilities as part of a program to improve the services offered at the country's premier tertiary institution. Paul McAdam for InfoHub.
The Department of Youth is refuting allegations that grant awardees who attended the Ghana Youth Business Summit are unable to access their grants. During the summit, 11 winners of the Jaguars Den competition were selected for grant funding to develop their proposed businesses. The department explained that a significant number of the business proposals lacked the relevant documentation and recipients were given until June 22, 2018 to submit the relevant documents. All payments have been processed for documents which were submitted by this deadline. However, some applicants submitted personal bank account information and deposits have been delayed until business bank account numbers are submitted. A media summit to be hosted focusing on reporting on persons with disabilities. This and more news after the break.
HIV can be lurking anywhere. Be aware and be safe. HIV testing is free and confidential. Testing is available at health centers, NGOs, outreaches, and private clinics. Knowing one's status is the key to remaining healthy. Knowing your status gives you the power. Get tested today.
Welcome back. The National Commission on Disability has moved to sensitize media personnel on how to effectively communicate issues involving persons with disabilities with the hosting of a summit. Delicia Haynes brings us the details.
On October 27, 2018, a one-day media summit will be hosted at the Herdmanston Lodge from 9:30 to 13:30 hours. Knowledge shared at this event is expected to equip journalists with the relevant information needed for reports and stories that address persons with disabilities. Also, this session will prepare journalists with the necessary foreknowledge for accurate and sensitive reporting.
The objective of the summit intends to make media operatives aware of basic disability etiquette. As we know, oftentimes we would see in the newspapers that journalists would describe persons with disabilities as, for example, wheelchair bound. No one is basically bound to a wheelchair. They're just using the wheelchair as a means of mobility.
Korika said some of the desired outcomes include ensuring media personnel are aware of the responsibilities of reporting as outlined in the Persons with Disabilities Act of 2010.
The media summit is geared to ensure that media operatives be aware of their responsibilities with regards to the Guyana Persons with Disability Act, in particular subpart 8 that speaks about communication and what the media is required when it comes to communicating with persons with disabilities.
Personnel from all media platforms, including print, television, and radio mediums, are invited to participate in this event. The National Commission on Disability collaborated with the Guyana Press Association to make this event possible. Minister of Public Health Valda Lawrence and Prime Minister Moses Nagamutu are expected to attend this event, while international representatives with disabilities will be addressing the gathering. For InfoHub, Delicia Haynes.
Isaiah Braffett reports that collaboration with Brazil and Suriname is being sought to eradicate the carambola fruit fly, which possess economic and environmental challenges.
This was disclosed by Chief Executive Officer of the National Agriculture and Research Extension Institute, Dr. Udo Homnat, at an Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture hosted workshop. The workshop is centered around the carambola fruit fly, which poses a serious threat.
It is recognized that no one country within the region can seriously manage the pest problem. We all have to work together. So it is imperative that our efforts are aimed. The efforts that we are doing must be combined. And the three countries, that is Guyana, Suriname, and Brazil, have agreed to work together to have a unified approach and to make a difference.
Permanent Secretary to the Ministry of Agriculture, Delman Ned, noted studies showing the carambola fruit fly is responsible for as much as 50% yield loss of carambola.
The increased movement of people, conveyances and commodities, along with the porosity of Guyana's borders, increases the likelihood for the introduction and establishment of plant pests and diseases. Therefore, the implementation of concerted pest eradication efforts among Guyana and surrounding neighbors, Brazil and Suriname, will alleviate the challenges faced in the control and eradication of the carambola fruit fly.
Ned added that the Agriculture Ministry will continue its monitoring and assessment to eradicate the carambola fruit fly. Isaiah Braffett for InfoHub.
The Ministry of Business and the Guyana Tourism Authority will be assisting the community of Karasabai to craft a 3-year plan that will guide the development of the hinterland community's tourism product. Anara Khan brings us that story.
The plan highlights the village's strengths and weaknesses, as well as the required capacity building and infrastructural development necessary to boost the village's tourism product. Earlier this year, the village launched its $5 million Keezy Eco Lodge. Deputy Tashau and tour guide Andrew Albert explained that the village council is presently constructing more cabins to accommodate additional tourists.
We are at initial stage and we want to develop the area so that we can accommodate both local Guyanese and the foreigners. We would like to see that all villagers, both indirect and direct beneficiaries of this community, must be part of our industry based on the tourism.
Albert said the villagers are optimistic that the community has what it takes to be a leading tourist destination in the country and are prepared to make their tourism dream a reality. GTA's director, Brian Mullis, explained that the primary aim is to work with the community to determine their vision, goals, and priority actions to get tourism off the ground. Based on the information gathered, the GTA will be creating an action plan for the village. Minister of Business Dominic Gaskin expressed optimism that coming out of discussions between the GTA and the village's tourism committee will be something tangible.
We're not here to just have a chat with you and disappear. We're here to start a process. And so I believe before we leave, or before the GTA leaves, there is going to be an opportunity to sort of crystallize the key elements of that discussion into some sort of plan of action that will be followed up on.
The village is already booked to receive its first group of overnight international tourists from January 2019. For InfoHub, Anara Khan.
The local media was today engaged on oil revenues and green growth during a lunchtime lecture facilitated by the Guyana Press Association in collaboration with Conservation International Guyana. Tiffany Rogers has that report.
The Green Paper on the Management of Petroleum Revenues' Strength is the seriousness with which it takes transparency and accountability. Andrew Barr, a consultant with Natural Resources Governance Institute, says.
I think the strongest elements of the Green Paper are this multi-layered accountability structure. Essentially, the way it works is Parliament is the ultimate authority. The manager of the fund, meaning the person or group that says where we should be investing, is the Ministry of Finance. The central bank is the operational manager. They're the ones who do the trading in stocks and bonds. And then they hire external managers. So basically, this is similar to a lot of funds out there.
The Green Paper was published by the Ministry of Finance in August to capture key issues for consideration in the establishment of a fiscal rule and sovereign wealth fund to manage oil revenues. Barr noted the Green Paper addresses 4 relevant issues that Guyana will face in oil and gas development. Those are the pre-source curse, volatility, the Dutch disease, and oil being a non-renewable commodity.
The ministry I've spoken to the ministry, and they are well aware of all the challenges. They have been studying this topic for a while. They understand the issues, and credit where credit's due. At least I spoke to the civil servants are doing their best to try to avoid the mistakes made by other countries.
The Natural Resource Governance Institute, an international organization, offers technical support to improve countries' governance over their natural resources. The institute works with governments and international civil society bodies. For InfoHub, Tiffany Rogers.
Minister of Social Cohesion Dr. George Norton has extended condolences to family, friends, and the entire nation of Trinidad and Tobago on the passing of the legendary Mighty Sparrow, who passed away yesterday. Shadow, whose name was Winston Bailey, was known for entertaining the masses in Trinidad and Tobago as well as their counterparts throughout the Caribbean with his unique entertainment style and lyrical hits, which spanned his more than 40-year career. Preparations are in full swing as the community of Madhya in Region 8 will officially be declared a township tomorrow by President David Granger. Diets high in non-starchy vegetables such as broccoli, spinach, and beans may help protect against certain types of cancers. That's all for this evening. Connect with us on WhatsApp, social media, and our website at dpi.gov.gy. Your bridge and weather reports are up next. Goodbye.